In today's video, I'm going to share with you what accidental landlords are, when you get into landlording, some of the struggles that you find along the way. And I'm going to unpack what I really wish I knew before I went to go and sell my two-bed, one bath that I could have easily gotten to a point of cash flowing and still have today. But unfortunately, I don't have it. However, I learned many of these lessons because I've applied it since I've met property investing education. Welcome to my channel. My name is Genevieve Stafford Jack. If you're new here, welcome. And if you're returning, I trust that you're going to find this particular video interesting. So as I shared with you, so I got into landlording, right? I'll tell you quickly. When I was younger, I had this dream. Could I just be one of those people that have properties that I rented out? I never quite knew what it would look like, but I had this dream way back when I was a youngster. And so when I found myself in a situation that I could go and get a bond at the bank, I did. I moved into this two-bed, one bath. I fixed it where I could. I stayed there for 2 years. But what I also did was overcapitalize. Look, I had a feature wall, an eye-level oven, an oak kitchen unit set, all of those wonderful things. Because look, sometimes we get into a space where we start compensating for the things we didn't have as a lightie. Guilty as charged, right? And so I had gone back wild. Tiles were proper. So nonetheless, fast forward, when I started renting out this particular property, I had met up with all sorts of tenants. At one stage, I even had a property management company rent out the property for me, and they put somebody that was blacklisted. I was beyond mad. I was so irritated with them that I called them a bunch of, well, my channel is clean, I'm not going to go there. That's how mad I was. The second part of this is I started meeting people in and around my circle that call themselves accidental landlords. And I was like, what the heck is an accidental landlord? Well, an accidental landlord are just merely people that inherited a property, and now they have to landlord this property. There are people where they decide, oh, we love each other. We're going to rent out one of the 2 places that we have. They move in and they rent out the other property. So you get the picture, right? So I was now surrounded by a couple of people of the same nature where they accidentally got into renting and I intentionally got into renting. And guess what? I found we had the same issues. And the issue was clear. It was really on the hinge of our rental agreements. Our rental agreements did not have repercussions. That was one. The second thing, it was not legally tight. So even if we wanted to evict anybody at that time, we would have gotten ourselves into a lot of paw at that time. So guess what? That made a group of people that are frustrated, even more frustrated, giving each other bad advice. So fast forward, fortunately being in the property business at this particular point, as you would very well know that we interact with tenants on a daily basis. This is what I'd found. I'm going to show you quickly, right? When you go on your laptop, where you can go to get a proper rental agreement, like a proper rental agreement. Can you be with me for a few seconds? Poof, over into my laptop. So here we are in Google. What I need you to do is when you get into Google, you search for TPN. When you get into TPN, you select it, you'll be able to read what TPN specializes in, but know that one of the very important things that they do is that they sell the residential lease agreements. Rental agreements, lease agreements, same shoes, different socks. As we scroll down, we'll be able to see that we can get a PDF version. We'll get all the different versions. And for those that speak Afrikaans and predominantly in Afrikaans neighborhood, here you go. You will find that this is in Afrikaans for you. So with the English and Afrikaans pack, what I think is quite cool is as following, right? This particular document, firstly, there is gatekeepers that are lawyers. So this TPN is in partnership with SSLR Incorporated, and what they do is they sit around the table and actually understand what are the laws right now that we now need to adjust our rental agreement with and things like that. So they go in and they make sure that this particular document is legal compliant.
or, well, you could say legislation compliance. Excuse me for my English. So what happens is, not only do landlords like yourself and me use it, there'll be estate agents, those are managing properties, the property managers, they all use this particular agreement, right? And what you'll find is that in this particular pack, you'll find all this information. So I want you to, in your time, scroll down and start reading through what this information is. And you'll see that as an author, as I shared with you, you'll be able to see who all is involved in this. Now, I would like to say, I would rather have an attorney like SSL Incorporated in front of me, and I use their particular rental agreement, opposed to just going to CNA.
Now you can see, when I call it a proper rental agreement, I'm really just advocating for people that are either accidental landlords or people that were frustrated, that were like myself, that got into the space thinking it could have been. And I don't want you to be sitting with the could have beens, would have beens. Now you see, TPN does not pay me to talk about their rental agreement. But what I can tell you is I am a strong advocate of teaching people how to overcome things that I struggled in. I am a strong advocate on showing you for free, as far as I possibly can show you for free, how you can do some things better. And at the end of the day, this is what I realize about property investing. It's a people game beyond the fact that we are actually wanting to make money in the property business. It's a people game because at the crux of everything, people are just people that you can sit down and have a conversation with. So I wonder, what struggles are you sitting with? I want to hear from you down in the comments below. What struggles are you sitting with that you think, how could I potentially work through these struggles? And trusting the process, I'll be able to answer you and then do some future videos in plucking deep down into my experience and probably relating to my own struggles and tribulations being a landlord today in a more refined way versus being a landlord back then when I had so many frustrations. And guess what? One of the things I really wish I knew back then, besides the rental agreement thing, was I wish I knew how to run numbers, because in running numbers, that has also just opened my eyes. I'll put up a video. I did an hour or so. Like, guys, I really want you to learn as far as possible as you can. But just remember, at some given point, you would have to invest in your education. But check out this video here where I show you how to run the numbers. We go through line by line by line. I did it as a live training right here on YouTube. And I find that that is another way that many of us accidental landlords and those that had intention, probably sitting with the same issues as the accidental landlords, could actually fix our life. I wonder, are you ready to fix the status quo of where you are in terms of your rental journey? So will I see you over where you can learn how to analyze the numbers and do better in your future?